Welcome to Open Book, where Raj Shekhar opens his heart and mind. This is blog 14 of 15, India Must Act, discusses the urgent need for a dementia policy in India and a roadmap. Every morning in India, the day begins quietly. Tea boils in kitchens. Newspapers land at the doorstep. Buses fill. Life moves on. And almost unnoticed, nearly 20,000 Indians cross an invisible line into their 60s. No ceremony marks the moment. No alarm sounds. Yet this silent crossing is reshaping the country, one home, one family, one street at a time. By the time today's schoolchildren reach middle age, 1 in 5 Indians will be over 60. By 2050, the number of people over 80 will nearly triple. Most will be women. Many will be widowed. A large number will live with dependency. These are not distant projections meant for reports and conferences. They are already unfolding, in homes, clinics, and neighborhoods across India. And at the very heart of this demographic shift sits dementia. For years, dementia in India was spoken about in whispers. It was dismissed as normal aging. Hidden within families. Discovered only when something went terribly wrong, a fall, a fire, or a medical emergency. Today, the picture is far clearer. And far more urgent. Robust national studies now show that nearly 9 million Indians are living with dementia right now. That's one parent. One spouse. One grandparent. One neighbor, multiplied 9 million times. And the number is rising fast. But dementia in India is not one single story. In some states, people live longer but lack support. In others, diagnosis comes late, or not at all. In rural areas, care is invisible. In cities, it is expensive and fragmented. Which brings India to a crossroads. One road is already familiar. It leads to late diagnoses. Repeated emergency hospital visits. Exhausted families juggling jobs, finances, and round-the-clock care. Caregivers burn out quietly. Women drop out of the workforce. Savings disappear. This road widens inequality between those who can afford private care and those who cannot. The costs rise silently until they can no longer be ignored. The other road is harder at the start, but wiser in the long run. It leads to a National Dementia Plan. A plan that recognizes dementia early. That embeds care into primary health services. That supports caregivers before they collapse. That links health, housing, labor, and social welfare into a single continuum of care. This is not just compassion. It is strategy. Around the world, the roadmap already exists. In 2017, every member state of the World Health Organization adopted a global action plan on dementia, recognizing it as a public health priority. 7 clear actions. From awareness and risk reduction to diagnosis, care, data, and research. In 2025, that plan was extended to 2031. Why? Because aging is accelerating faster than policy responses. And delay now will cost far more later. To track real progress, Alzheimer's Disease International publishes an annual scorecard called From Plan to Impact. The verdict is blunt. Plans without funding stall. Strategies without accountability fail. Dementia policies cannot live on shelves. They must live in clinics, communities, and homes. So why does this matter so deeply for India? Because frameworks are not theory. They are templates for action. Aligning with them gives India tools, benchmarks, partnerships, and something more powerful. Leadership. India already has strengths. World-class institutions. Dedicated civil society organizations. And a few states that have shown courage like Karnataka and Kerala. It showed that action is possible in Indian conditions. But it also revealed a hard truth. A plan without money, metrics, and managers does not move. Momentum stalled. Registries slowed. Task forces faded. And that lesson is critical. India does not need another announcement. It needs execution. At the front line, the gaps are stark. Primary health centers routinely screen for blood pressure and diabetes. But cognitive screening? Rare. Without protocols and training, early dementia is missed. And without data, policymakers are flying blind. Financing is another blind spot. Most insurance does not cover long-term care. Caregiver support is minimal. Families absorb the cost, financially and emotionally. And yet, the so-called silver economy is booming. Without a national framework, private investment risks are becoming fragmented, unregulated, and out of reach for most families. This is not just a health issue. It is an economic risk. Globally, dementia already costs more than $1.3 trillion a year, a figure expected to double by 2030. Unchecked, it drains productivity, weakens households, and strains national budgets. So what does a better path look like? A national dementia plan built on 6 simple ideas. Early awareness and diagnosis. A trained workforce. Care that supports homes, communities, and facilities. Risk reduction across the life course. Strong data and research. And rights, financing, and dignity for those affected. This is not radical. It is practical. And it is achievable. Other nations have done it. Japan, the UK, Australia, and China has moved. India's opportunity is to adapt, not copy, to its scale, diversity, and federal structure. And then to share that model with South Asia and Africa. That is health diplomacy with heart. Which brings us to the final truth. A national dementia plan is not another file moving between ministries. It is oxygen for exhausted families. Clarity for clinicians working in isolation. Direction for investors seeking purpose. And dignity for elders who deserve better than silence. Above all, it is a declaration of who we choose to be as a nation. What remains is not knowledge. It is not money. It is political will. Put dementia on the next cabinet agenda. Mandate a national mission. Fund district memory clinics. Launch a public dashboard. Within a single budget cycle, India can move from empathy in speeches to action on the ground. Because memory is not a private problem. It is a public good. And planning for it is the true measure of a confident, caring nation. India needs action, a dementia policy. Now. Join me for the last blog of this series, The Ignored Crisis, next Thursday. In the final blog we will raise the new voice, the rising, resilient, radiant sound of humanity refusing to give up and looking very hopefully into the creation of a dementia-friendly future. Thanks for joining me on The Open Book.